running his little mouth all morning.
And it's stabilizing.
Oh, thank you. We know.
Don't close your eyes to get away. Just bang my line and I'll arrange it. Beautiful girl, you're stainless. You'll be fine, I'll be painless. Yeah. All I'm drinking is champagne. All you want is the same thing.
Yeah. The 10,000 building, get your ass an apartment, put you inside a G-class, that's just a starter kit. Plenty things count in life, but none of them is the thought of it. New piece around my neck is chess games, cause shorty stay with calculated moves like Beth Harmon. Swear I'm more purple rain prince than Prince Charming. Disappointment I stay expecting it, the pessimist gold medalist flush the magnums just so they not.
Good morning, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, I'm Alexis Barber. I hate introducing myself in the beginning of vlogs. I just fucking woke up, okay? I'm trying out this idea of just doing a couple of days in my life. I really like watching those with other people, like a little 20-minute vlog or something like that. So I wanted to jump on here and show you guys a little bit of my influencer lifestyle routine. Today is Monday, May 1st, and I also want to take you on tomorrow, May 2nd. And I am about to get ready to go to Dumbo House, which is what I pretty much do at least 3 days a week. I get dressed and go work there because if I work in my house, I become a horrible person. I also like to schedule lots of meetings there, so I will go and work with some of my friends, or I'll go work with my assistant, which is what I'm doing today. After that, we have a really fun event tonight. We have a really fun event tomorrow night. I'm also getting braids tomorrow, so there's so much going on, and I wanted to just take you on a few days in my life. I used to do these types of vlogs for like TikTok, but honestly, like, I'm not feeling TikTok anymore. I really like YouTube, so here we are. Also, of course, if you've been following for a minute, or if you don't follow me on Instagram already, we are headed to Europe this Friday for a whole month. So you'll see a little bit of like the packing and prepping for that, but most of that will be in the next video where I'm going to take you through all of my travel hacks, all my packing hacks, and you're going to pack with me for a whole month. You just saw a little of my morning routine. My morning routine since I've been an influencer has honestly been a little bit like different. So I used to like wake up at 5 a.m. so I could do content when I had my full-time job. Now I wake up at 6, but that's really just because of the sun. And then I kind of usually stay in bed till like 6:30 unless I really know I have to get up. And I sit in bed and do a meditation. After my meditation, I get up, do my skincare and stuff, and the whole time I'm chugging water. I think it's so important to, the second you wake up, drink a lot of water. Want to know why? Well, you need to flush your body of everything you had yesterday, but also it really helps digestion, if you know what I mean. What's cool about working from Dumbo House is that I actually don't have my coffee until like 9:30 a.m. And that makes it a lot easier for me because I have been trying to like be on my healthy girl shit and not spike my cortisol too much. So my morning routine is very chill, and then I get my coffee. First of all, the first thing I did when I woke up was check my Oura Ring sleep score. You guys know how I feel about my Oura Ring. Love her. I don't know what to wear today, so we're gonna check the weather. Cold. It's 50 degrees out. Go to Pinterest and see what we want to wear. That's really what I do every morning. Now I'm gonna need to do some layers. Zara jeans. I haven't worn this guy in a minute. I wore this the day I quit my job. My handy dandy trench. Okay, I'm gonna try and film a get dressed with me reel. This is what I do. I have this little suction cup thing on the back of my phone, and I stick it to my mirror because what I used to do was prop it up on this thing in my windowsill, but I couldn't always get the angles that I wanted, so I got that thing, and now it really helps, and I feel like it just makes it a little bit more aesthetic. I'm just gonna quickly tell you what I've been putting on my face recently. The last few days, I've actually been using these It Cosmetics CC creams. This is the CC Plus Nude Glow, and this is the full coverage one. I feel like these have really good coverage, and I mix them together because one is darker and they don't fit. But because right now, you know, I'm dealing with a little acne scarring that I just want to cover up. So that's been amazing. It's now just about 8:30. I like to leave at 8:30 because Dumbo House is like a 25-ish minute walk from me. I would literally live in Dumbo if it wasn't so fucking difficult to get to Dumbo. There's only one train and it is kind of like tangential. It's not even very close. And while I'm there today, I need to do a bunch of like little things, you know? It's like where all those little things like pile up on your to-do list. Assistant is gonna come meet with me at noon. She's a legend, love her. She like is she's such a good assistant. I've been through one other social media manager, one other assistant, and what I love about my assistant now is that I asked her to do something once and then I have never had to ask her again. So if you are looking for a job or something like that, or if you want some career advice, or if you wanted to be an assistant or a VA or something, that's the best thing I can tell you to do, is that you should never have to, once you're asked once, you should never have to be asked to do something again. I also was like that in my career. It's hard to find someone who is similar enough to you when you're working, but doesn't have the same weaknesses as you. And she does not have the same weaknesses as me, so I am obsessed, love her. I'm leaving for a month, so I'm gonna need her to do a little bit more while I'm gone. So I wanted to have a meeting in person so we could get lunch, talk about it all. I always pack a protein bar. I need to find my other sunglasses, but I don't know where they are. So final little product plug. I do this because I love you guys. None of it's sponsored, although we wish. These are my Bose Quiet Comfort Plus earbuds. They literally run my life. I saw this tweet the other day that was like, if the apocalypse happened while I had my noise canceling headphones in, I'd be good. Like, I would not know. And that's how I feel. I genuinely wouldn't know because I can't hear anything, which is kind of unsafe in New York. I'll give you that. But I'm in my own little world when I'm walking around these streets, okay? My own world. We'll go to Dumbo House and then we'll come back, and then I just remembered that I have to shoot a sponsored post before we go to a Met Gala party. Okay.
Drive me a dessert. Nothing to have you lurking. Yeah. You make a back, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the righteous. Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are durations. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I must leave a decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been.
Okay guys, just got home. I am now gonna have a smoothie. This is what I do. I don't feel like cooking. I also don't have any food. Oh shit, I was supposed to go to Target. I was gonna go to Target and Trader Joe's. However, my shoes got so uncomfortable. I don't know what happened. I guess I like sweat in them and oh, it just hurts so bad. I need those little socks. So I took an Uber home. They were that bad because I knew I couldn't walk a mile in them. I make this like really fat smoothie when I don't feel like cooking or eating, honestly. This is the smoothie I make. It's a fat ass smoothie. It's basically a meal replacement because it's like 500 calories, maybe. This is 25-gram yogurt. So I use this yogurt called Ratio. It has 25 grams of protein in it. And then I put that in here with some berries, spinach, chia seeds, and flax seeds. And then I added a scoop of whey protein powder, so it's another 20 grams of protein. So this whole thing is like almost 50 grams of protein, which means I'm getting my protein in, and I'm also getting in like these good things that are good for my health. And then instead of using milk, I use coconut water because it's really hydrating. Don't like coconut water generally. I don't like the taste of coconut at all. But when you do it with this, it makes it just a lot fresher, more refreshing. And I find that like things like almond milk and oat milk and stuff like that, they actually don't taste good at all in smoothies. They make it a little bit more chalky. So yeah, this is my lunch smoothie for when I don't get it. But I really wish I was eating soup dumplings right now. So it's the Met today, which is like, oh, here's my smoothie, by the way. It's like really thick but drinkable. I have been obsessed with the Met since like 2012 probably. I have always been a bitch with taste. I've always been into the pop culture, into the fashion. Carl, oh, I'm so excited. I wish I got to put more thought into my outfit for the TikTok party tonight, but I didn't. I just like forget how fun it is, you know? I have a dream that one day I'll get to be a correspondent and get to cover the Met on the red carpet. Or better yet, I'll be invited, but you never know. But it's 1:30 now. I have a few things to knock off my to-do list before then. Just emails. I'm tired of emails. Stop emailing me. Everyone needs to stop emailing me. Actually, don't stop, because it's all the opportunities and beautiful things. I don't need to say that out loud. Whatever. Of course, my Uber is here, so here's my outfit. Serving you Audrey Hepburn. I'll insert some pics because you really cannot see, but let's go.
Is that a joke?
Isn't it so cute?
What the hell is this?
It's miniature.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Technology.
Come on, technology.
Wait, this is nuts.
Isn't that crazy? And
And it moves on its own?
And it's stabilizing.
Oh, thank you. We know.
The girls are eating. Good morning. Hairstylist just rescheduled. And we have a new roommate who has been talking nonstop the second the camera comes on. Silent. So last night we went to the TikTok Met Gala party. Oh, my hairstylist rescheduled while I was in the middle of blow drying my hair. So, yay! Jeff is staying here until we leave because something that we do that's very helpful for our financial situation is we sublet our apartments when we travel. So we're gone for most of May. Oh my god, look at this man. He's just miming. We're gone for most of May, so we will. So he subletted his place for the entirety of May, which started yesterday. I subletted my place from the 5th to the 30th, which is the exact dates that we're gone. So yeah, he's staying with me. He's just been running his little mouth all morning, and I feel like that one didn't hit. Shade. Now that my hairstylist rescheduled, I was gonna sit here and do all of this computer work while I got my hair done, and now it's happening, and I have an event tonight. So I don't know what we're gonna do. We might practice pack. I don't know. But what I do know is that I want to go on a walk. So I think I'm gonna go on a walk. Really? I mean, she rightfully needed to reschedule because she was stuck in traffic, and it was flooded. Like the roads are flooded, but still. Gonna go get my nails done today instead. So I'll take you with me. Okay friends, cheers. We're gonna do a get ready with me for my dinner with By Rotation. Today we are headed out to another event hosted by my friend Chrissy Ford. She is an OG creator, and she also was on my podcast Too Smart for This last July. She's really great. I really like her content. If you're into mental health stuff, and if you're also just into like hearing fashion takes, she's great. But while we do this, I wanted to take you through my like how I get ready for events, like my sort of special occasion makeup. But I also wanted to talk to you about life being an influencer full time, because this is probably like We're not going to talk about it too much after this, parce que is because in French. We're going to Europe, and then after Europe, it'll be time to basically just have a hot girl summer and move into my business school apartment in Philly. So that'll be crazy. I've done videos in the past on how to get started becoming an influencer, so that's not what this is going to be, but we are going to cover what my career has been like so far. How do you know that it's the right time to leave your 9-to-5 to be an influencer full-time? So this is a question that people ask a lot. I feel like it's kind of annoying that they ask it so much because, like, no shade to whoever asks it, but simply because this is such an individual decision. But I have a super specific take on it, and that is that I don't think that you should leave your job to just rely on brand deals as an influencer. I don't think that's smart. I don't think that it is lucrative because we never know what can happen to the economy. For example, like, think about in 2020 when there were lots of travel influencers, and what they did is like travel the world 24/7, and then COVID hit and you couldn't fly for a couple of months, so they all had to pivot their content. If you didn't have a backup plan, such as a product you were selling, whether that was digital or a course or something like that, or if you didn't have a second stream of income, then you were kind of doomed. Since I worked at YouTube, where I was the global shorts content strategist, I consulted with a ton of different creators, top creators in fact, who were all very, very concerned about their channels while we were pivoting to shorts and the YouTube backend, and that's because they weren't used to making short form content and were afraid that their businesses were going to implode because of this shift towards shorter form content. So my thing is, if you do want to make content creation a full-time job, you need to be very strategic about it, and you also really need to love it and have like a clear vision for how you're gonna expand outside of being a creator. I quit my job kind of more as like a break before I went to business school and before I decided to like scale my robe business, and less so as I want to be a full-time content creator, because there's pros and there's cons. Choose yourself, but always make sure you have a backup plan, whether it's a degree, whether it's consulting work, whether it's a product. You've got to have a backup plan, and once you feel that, then that's how it's the right time. Also, just be strategic about the numbers. I saved from my full-time job 6 months of living expenses before I made the jump. So you should definitely think about doing that too, because now I still don't have to rely on brand deal income for my lifestyle, which is really nice. The other question is like, what are the pros and cons of being an influencer full time? To be quite honest, there's lots of pros because you really do get to create your own schedule, but I definitely don't think enough people were talking about the cons, or at least I couldn't hear it when they were because I was just so desperate to have my schedule to myself. But the pro is that like you can schedule anything for yourself. The con is that you have to schedule everything for yourself, so you're not always in the mood to be working, and when it's your business, it's very easy to sort of self-sabotage a little bit, not do everything that you said that you were going to do. By the way, for my base, what I do is I mix NARS, like this is my darker color, this is my lighter color, and this is the light reflecting, and this is the radiant creamy, and I mix these two together to get this super flawless base. And then I just went in with some Danessa Myricks contour, and then I blend that in with my Refi Beauty brush. Essentially, I would say having to schedule yourself can be really daunting and frustrating because you have to be very much in control. So the two things that really helped me with this were, one, scheduling time outside of the house. So when you're a creator and you live alone, you don't really see people very much. So I have a Dumbo House membership. You saw me go there yesterday. If I don't go, I honestly don't I don't get work done, other than if I'm like filming in my apartment, of course. But that is so important. Second thing is that I started reframing it mentally and treating my content creation like it was my job. So instead of being like, oh, I can only create when I'm like in the flow and creative, when I was at work, I didn't get to decide whenever I wanted to create something that was in the flow, you know? Like, there were deliverables, they had to be done every single week, and if they weren't done, then I wasn't doing well at work. So I switched that mindset for myself really only in the last month, and it's like, your deliverables as an influencer are, you need to post X amount of times in these platforms, and if you don't, you're not doing well at work, and you can't expect to be growing and having a good time, you know what I'm saying? When you're doing this full time, it is not like you just get to like do whatever you want 24/7. You have to structure it and set goals for yourself in the same way you would at a corporate job. Okay, now I'm going in with my Kosas concealer. Just got this in the Sephora sale and I really like it. Last night when I was with a bunch of different creators at the TikTok event, I was with my friend and she is an aspiring creator. And so she asked some of the creators that were also there, like, what do you wish that you knew before you started content creation? And I think that's a really good question. So I wanted to share my answer and then theirs. My answer is kind of like influenced by theirs. Their answer was, I wish I took it more seriously from the beginning. And something that I'm actually really proud of myself that I did is that I actually did take content creation really seriously. Once I admitted to myself that it was something I wanted. I think that when I first started, it was kind of an accident. And over time, I had to admit to myself that even though I had worked so hard to like get this really difficult job and like be really like successful traditionally, that I wanted to do something that was less traditional, and I had to take my ego out of that for sure. But that really helped. And then from there, like I just remember that month very specifically, February 2021, when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take this shit seriously. And that's when I started my LLC. That's when I got my business email set up. That's when I got my website set up. I read the book Influence by Brittany Hennessy. I did all that. And it really helped me sort of show myself and show the universe, like, I take this shit seriously. I know what I'm doing. The one thing about influencing that they don't say is that there is always something new to learn. Like, for example, these girls that I met yesterday were Amazon influencers. Babe, I didn't tell you this. Guess what? These girls I met yesterday who were also, like, there for the TikTok thing, they were Amazon girls. Like, they were Amazon influencers. And they were telling me that they make, like, $50K a month on Amazon affiliates, like between 10 and 50,000. And they were like, I don't have to do brand deals because I don't like brand deals are like the cherry on top, because like she showed me the house that she just bought in Jersey that she's renovating and adding a pool with her husband. The other one's getting married in the south of France. 50,000. So they were like, you should take this more seriously from the beginning. And I was like, holy shit. Like, if I, like, that's why it's like, okay, I always, like, I hate linking stuff because I'm, like, usually when I'm posting content, it's, like, kind of last minute, or it's, like, I want to get it up as fast as possible. So I don't focus on linking as much. But honestly, like, I'm switching that mindset expeditiously because seeing how insanely, like, lucrative these things can be, like when you do have influence, is so like exciting. I'm like kind of baking just the areas that crease, so under my eyes and my smile lines. Pop on in with a little blush. This is the NARS blush in Behave, and it is a liquid blush. I just do less than half a pump and pop that on. Being a creator is definitely really exciting, but like I say to people, it is not something that I think you can do for the entirety of your life. So you have to be really strategic and smart about it, and that is my favorite thing about it. But it's so fun. Like, I just feel like even if it's not a career for the rest of my life, I do really like sharing my life with people because I can see the impact that it has. Like, seeing some of you guys have reached out and been like, yeah, I applied to deferred enrollment programs, like I'm gonna get my MBA now, and like that genuinely has like made me feel so much better than like, of course, like selling you this little thing on Amazon could. But yeah. The other thing I will say about being an influencer is that there is definitely times when you feel like you're flopping. You cannot let your self-worth be defined by the numbers. So I do something where I'm feeling down about content, instead of being like, oh my god, like I'm flopping, I'm horrible. I instead think of it like, did I like the content that I put out, then it doesn't matter how many views it got. Because last night I posted like a really cute video about dressing like really chic and minimal, but like now everybody thinks it's cool because Sophia Richie's doing it. And it got 15 views in 2 hours. Like, TikTok clearly, like, there was something wrong on the back end, because for me to have 100,000 followers and, like, no reason, like there's no reason for me to only have, and today it still only has 200 views, but since I was at a TikTok event, I went up to them and I asked them like, why is this going on? And they were like, TikTok takes 2 weeks to circulate these days, so let it have its moment and we'll see what happens. I think it's really cute, so I'm gonna leave it up because that's all that matters, even if it's not necessarily like doing as well as I wanted it to. We're gonna go in with some bronzer. This is Mented Cosmetics bronzer. This is the only thing I really like to put on my forehead and then just like set there, and I just like really fluff it on. Now I'm gonna do my eyes and I'll show you my final look before we leave.